Students, now we will see graphical representation of amplification. So we will see how that different things. That means what collector current and your collector means collector current and collector to emitter voltage VCE. Okay, so how it is going to vary and how your base current is going to vary in a graphical view. In the sense, in this output characteristic of a transistor, we will see how the variations of your collector current, collector voltage variation, we can say it as collector voltage, okay, because this is the voltage wherein we will be biasing your voltage or like we will be biasing the output terminal or collector terminal, isn't it? Yes. So this is this representation is for what? Common emitter configuration. Okay, for common emitter configuration, we can plot the output characteristics so and so. VCE versus IC will be taking. Okay, so here we have two types of. Basically, we will go for two types of amplifiers: small signal amplifiers and large signal amplifiers. Okay, basically we will classify amplifiers into two categories. First one is what? Small signal amplifier, and second one is what? Large signal amplifier. What are small signal amplifiers? These are the initial stage amplifiers. Okay. So when we have a weak signal, so then we will use a small signal amplifier in the initial stage. Okay. First we will use small signal amplifier, and after the small signal is made to a strong signal, or a strong signal can be also said as what? Large signal. Okay, so then at that place we will be using large signal amplifier. Is that okay? Fine. So small signal amplifier, then we will have what? A large signal amplifier. Small signal amplifiers are the amplifiers which will be used at the initial stage to increase the strength of a weak signal. Fine, or small signal. Okay, so why they are called as small signal amplifiers? Because we will be giving a small signal as input to that amplifier circuit. Okay, so they are small signal amplifiers. And coming to large signal amplifiers, here the input to that amplifier is what? Somewhat moderate kind of signal, or we can say it as what? A strong strength signal. Okay, so it is having enough voltage. We want still more amplification done. Okay, so in that way we can use this small signal amplifiers in the initial stages, and then we have to go forward higher and higher strength, in the sense when we want still more stronger signal, so then I can use large signal amplifiers. Okay, so these are used after small signal amplifiers. Large signal amplifiers are used after small signal amplification has been done. Okay, so this is how we will be going for. And small signal amplifiers are usually, they are called as what? Voltage amplifiers. They are what? Voltage amplifiers. Small signal amplifiers are called as what? Voltage amplifiers. And coming to large signal amplifiers, these are called as what? Power amplifiers. Okay, so when we are supposed to when we want to go for higher voltages, so then we have to go for what? A power amplifiers. Okay, so when we have devices wherein we want higher voltages at the input, so then we will be going for power amplifier or power amplification stage. Okay, so until then we don't want this. So initially for a weak signal, so we want the small signal amplifier or voltage amplifiers. Voltage amplifiers are very important. Okay, because our basic issue is to amplify a weak signal. Okay, so to amplify a weak signal, so we will go for a voltage amplifier or small signal amplifier later on to give it to some devices wherein it needs lot of power. So then we will go for large signal amplifier wherein we will be getting the power booster. Okay, so the power booster is your power amplifier. Okay, so not large signal amplifier we can say it as. Okay, so now we will see once again we will see what is small signal. Okay, what is small signal? Small signal is what? It is a signal wherein like we can say that small signal is what? Weak signal, isn't it? So now we will see what it is actually. Okay, so how we can make out depending on the Q point value. Okay, so we will see how to make out a small signal and how to make out a large signal depending on the Q point value. Okay, so what is Q point? It is operating point. So this is your DC load line and this is your characteristic graph, and the intersection of your Q point versus means Q point is what? The intersection of your output characteristic versus with the DC load line, isn't it? So here I have mentioned the Q point and I have taken two more characteristic curves to have the variation. Okay, so here depending on the Q point thing, or depending on the Q point, or in the context of Q point, I can define small signal and large signal as. So small signals are what? These are the signals having amplitude smaller than the Q point values. Okay, so if for a signal it has got an amplitude lesser than the Q point value. Okay, so if for a signal which is having less amplitude than that of your Q point value, so then such signals are called as what? Such signals are called as what? Small signals. Okay, so for any of the signal having for a transistor, there will be a when I bias the thing, so I will be getting the Q point value. Okay, isn't it or not? Okay, so we can have Q point value and we can have multiple Q point values, isn't it? So now for a transistor, there will be a like I have biased the circuit and I have made the Q point almost at the center of the load line. Okay, so then now I will be giving an input signal, and that signal is having amplitude lesser than the Q point values of that particular transistor. Okay, so I will be giving a signal to a transistor amplifier circuit, and if that signal's amplitude is lesser than the Q point value of that particular transistor, then I can categorize that signal into what? A small signal category. Fine? Yes? Okay. So then coming to large signal, a signal whose amplitude is larger than the Q point values. Okay. For a signal, or we have a signal whose amplitude is larger than the Q point value of that particular transistor amplifier, so then we can call that signal as what? Large signal amplifier. Okay, so in the context of Q point, I can make out in this sense the small signal and large signal definitions. Okay, so small signal is that thing and large signal is something which is enough strong. We want to make it more and more stronger. Okay, so this are what these things will make out power amplifiers, and small signals will be amplified to what? Voltage amplification, and they will be made into what? Large signal. Okay, yes, so this is how we have that small signal and large signal things, and small signal amplifiers are called as what? Voltage amplifiers, large signal amplifiers are called as what? Power amplifiers. Okay, so after this we will be coming to this graphical representation. Here we will see what all things will happen. Okay, so now I have taken three of the characteristic curves for some base current, and this is for some other base current, this is for some other base current, IP1, IP2, IP3, isn't it? So we can relate IP1, IP2, IP3 as what? As base current increases, collector current also increases, isn't it? So I can say IP3 is greater than IP2 is greater than IP1, isn't it? Correct or not? So in this way I can make out here three of the base currents. Okay, fine. Yes. So now as I increase base current, then as I increase this collector voltage, collector current starts to increase, isn't it or not? Yes. So now I have made so and so things, so that we have three of the characteristic graphs. So here now if I take this as what? Q point, so when I give some input voltage variation, so if you make some variation in your input voltage or the output voltage. Okay, so what is that? Collector voltage is your output circuitry, isn't it? So if I make collector variation, means Q point will be here. Okay, Q point will be here. So now what happens? What happens to the thing? Q point will be here only, isn't it or not? So now the circuitry is there and there. Okay, so here listen carefully. Okay, so what happens is, so this is the basic thing, isn't it or not? So now what happens is, so if I give some signal, if I give some AC signal to the circuit, or if I give input of AC signal, or if I give some weak signal at the input of the amplifier, if I am giving some weak signal to this amplifier circuit, so then what happens is this will be the decided Q point, isn't it? Yes. So when this input signal starts from 0 and it rises to its maximum value, and it goes to 0 and it goes to negative maximum value, and again it comes back to 0, isn't it? So this voltage or this strength of this AC signal or this current variation, I can say, or this strength variation from 0 to maximum to 0. So this is going to get added in the input base current, isn't it or not? Isn't it or not? So what happens here is, so as this current increases and decreases, likewise, so this input signal is going to mix with the base current of this transistor, isn't it? So then what happens is, base current varies. Base current varies in this fashion. Base current varies in this fashion. Fine. Base current will be initially to a particular value. Okay. So now the Q point has been decided here. So when this input signal varies or increases from 0 to maximum, so here the base current varies, means input signal plus the base current will make the input current for your transistor amplifier. Fine. Okay. So this is going to increase in this way. Fine. So this base current is going to increase in this way up to this point maximum. Therein, as I increase this collector voltage, so your collector current varies from 0 value to maximum value. Fine. Is that okay? Yes. So now as this base current rises from initial value to maximum value, so then collector current also increases likewise. Fine? Yes. So when it comes to the initial value again, so again collector current comes back to this value with the variation of your collector voltage. Fine? Yes. So then again when it goes to negative maximum value of the input signal, so base current again goes to negative maximum value. Wherein the collector current variation is going to happen to what? The negative maximum value. Okay. So it will be this current. Fine? Is that okay? Initially it is here. When this goes to maximum value, collector current goes to this point. Fine. So again, when it comes from this maximum value to what? Initial point, your collector current comes back to this point only. Wherein we have this collector voltage. Is that okay? Okay. So then after that, when this base current goes to negative maximum value, as this input current goes from this 0 position to what? Negative maximum value, the base current comes down here. So then collector current also comes to this point. Base current will come to this point collector current also comes to this point. Fine, is that okay? Are you understanding all these things? Okay, so then after that, when this input signal goes to the zero value again, after the negative maximum value, the base current is going to come to this value again to the initial position. So the collector current also rises to what? The Q point value. Okay, so this is how we can have the variation of your collector current in accordance with the base current, and this base current variation is in accordance with the AC input signal or AC input weak signal which has been applied. Okay, so this is your variation of your AC weak input signal. So as this signal varies, so this current will get added with the base current. This current plus base current will make this base current to vary like this. Fine, is that okay? The base current is going to vary in this way. So that will make your collector current to vary like this. Fine? Yes. So this is how this voltage or this current voltage will be varying in that fashion. Okay? Yes. So this is going to be your amplification graphical representation. Okay? Fine? Is that okay? Is that clear with this? So depending on the variation of your thing, so base current is not going to vary, then you bias the thing, isn't it? Isn't it or not? When I have this proper biasing condition, or the proper biasing condition is once done, so then base current will not vary as I go for this variation of your voltage of your collector to emitter voltage, isn't it or not? Okay. So when this proper biasing and all things are all done, when I apply a weak AC signal or a small signal to some amplifier circuit, so this base current is going to vary in this way. So that means with the corresponding change in the collector current, and this collector current will flow to the load, and wherein we will be having that voltage amplification done. Okay, in accordance with this variation of your collector current, we will have that particular voltage which is going to drop across the which is going to drop at the output or load resistance, or we can say the high impedance circuit, we can say it as. Okay, is that okay? Yes, this is all about the graphical representation of your amplification. Now we will see the effect of choosing the Q point. Okay, so in this thing, what we'll be seeing here is, so we can have the Q point situated at the center of the load line, isn't it? And also we can go upwards near to saturation point, also we can go downwards near to cutoff point. But for faithful amplification, we will have to have the Q point which is situated at the center of the load line, isn't it or not? So we want our DC load line center, we want this Q point to be situated at the center of the DC load line or somewhere near here. Okay, so somewhere near here, little down or up, it is okay. Fine. So we can have multiple characteristic graphs, isn't it or not? So I can't say that I can't have this Q point. Here we have characteristic graph, isn't it or not? Okay, so I can choose a Q point somewhere here. I can choose a Q point somewhere here, not only here. Is that okay? So here I have mentioned a characteristic graph which is going out here, isn't it or not? So this characteristic graph intersection with the DC load line will point a Q, like it will make a point that is called as Q point, isn't it or not? Yes, correct. Fine. Okay. So now I have taken another Q point somewhere here. Even this is possible, yes or no? So I can take a Q point somewhere here. How? By designing your IV to this value. By designing or making your base current little lesser, I can have another graph somewhere like this. And I can somewhere here at this point. Is that okay? Is that okay? Fine. So this is how I can choose the Q point anywhere in the DC load line or on the DC load line, wherever you want to have the Q point as per your wish. Okay. So if it is at the center, it is very well and good. Okay. So you can go a little up or down also. Okay. So no problem in that. Okay. So our main intention is to have the what we can say the Q point or Q point at the center of the load line and within the active region. Okay, within the active region. Okay, so why we have to have that Q point, or why we have to have this Q point at the center of the load line? So that thing we'll see here now. Okay, so before in the previous that amplifier, that graphical representation, I have told the thing. Again, I will telling the same thing again. Okay. So now here we will consider the previous thing only. So here I have the Q point. Okay. So here I have the Q point. Fine. So this is your active region, isn't it or not? From here to here it is active region. Isn't it or not? From here to here it is active region. After this comes the breakdown region. Isn't it or not? Okay. Yes, this is your active region. And for fixed amplification, you should make your transistor to operate in the active region only. Okay. Is that okay? So now the question comes is, so we have to have the, for physical amplification, we want this Q point to be situated at the center of the load line. Isn't it or not? At the center of the load line, if it is there, so it will be also the center of the active region. Yes or no? Correct. So active region, it will be almost within the active region. Okay. And this Q point, if it is center of the load line, so then it will be at the center of the active region only. Correct or not? Okay. So we want that amp transistor to be in the active region only for faithful amplification or for best amplification, or if we want our transistor to work as one best amplifier, so best amplification if it has to do, so then this is the main condition. Okay, main criteria. Fine. So now why we have to choose the Q point at the center of the load line? So here we will see. Okay, so when I apply some weak AC input signal to this amplifier circuit, so what happens is, initially under zero signal, okay, under no signal condition, bias voltage will be there and minimum currents will be flowing, and after that we will be having these characteristic graphs done there, and we will find out the DC load line and we will find out the Q point. Everything will be done. Okay. So when after all these things, so I will apply this AC input signal or weak AC input signal at the input of your amplifier. So then this current will get added with the initial base current, what it is like, what is that. Okay. So initially base current will be here. Is that okay? So Q point is here. So I have made this base current to be here. Okay. To make your Q point here, I should design the base current to this value, isn't it? If it is IB1, this is IB2, this is IB3. This is your base current variation, isn't it or not? Yes. So to make this Q point to this value, I should make your base current to IB2. So that will make, so I should make base current to IB2 value, and if I increase this DCE to this value, I will have this collector current to this value. I can say it as, okay. Now here I will be having the collector current to this value. When I design base current to IB2 value, and if I keep the collector voltage to this value, I will have this collector current to this value. Okay, so this is how I will be designing the Q point, and I am done with the biasing thing. Okay, after biasing, the thing comes is what? I have made an amplifier circuit. I haven't given any of the signal. So that is what? By defining DC load line, we say that under no signal condition. Under no signal condition means what? We haven't applied any of the signal yet. Okay, so now it is time to apply weak input signal, which has to be amplified to what? A strong output signal. Okay, so weak signal will make it to what? A strong signal. So, or will make a large signal, will do what? Voltage amplification, or this weak signal amplifiers are called as what? Small signal amplifiers are called as what? Voltage amplifiers. Is that okay? Yes. So now here we will see what happens. Okay, initially. So as this input signal rises from its zero value towards maximum value, so this current, this input signal current will get added with this base current. Base current, okay, so this input AC signal value will be getting added with this base current, and it will make your base current to vary in accordance with the input signal. Fine, it will make your base current to increase in accordance with the input signal. Fine, as this base current increases in accordance, so if it is starting from this point, it will go to its maximum value. It will go to its maximum value, and it will go to its maximum value means what? It will be coming from this point to this point. It is coming from this point to this point, it is coming. Okay, fine, is that okay? So when it is going from initial value to maximum value because of the variation of your input signal, so then it is going from here to here, then your base current will go from IB3 to IB2 to IB3, and the IB3 value should be within the active region. Now it is clear, okay? So this IB3 value should be within the active region. If it goes outside, then we are out of active region. Then our signals are going to get cut. Okay, then we are going to saturation point. Saturation is what? Saturation is what? Still further increase won't happen. Saturation is what? If it is going something like this, and if it comes outside this active region, if it is going outside this active region, then comes the saturation region. If I want to go somewhere up here, if saturation comes somewhere here, what happens is it will cut up here. Okay, so when it is rising like this, and here if it meets the saturation region, so that the current won't increase further. It will be in the same value. It will be in the same value, and you will get something like this. You will get something like this. Fine? Or to a half cycle, if I have to go for, it has to be something like this. But saturation has come somewhere here, so it will cut off. If your IB2, IB3 value is, means if this IB3 value is beyond this active region, is that okay? Is that okay or what? Okay. So that is the reason for making your Q point at the center of the load line. Without applying any of the input signal, whenever you want, you can choose the Q point within this active region. Why it has to be at the center of the load line or at the center of the active region is that, so when we apply an AC input signal, so as this AC input signal varies, the base current also varies. That will make your collector current to vary in accordance. Okay, so this input signal will make the base current to vary in accordance. As this base current increases, we know that collector current also increases. Correct or not? Okay, so when this base current increases, then the collector current also increases. If this base current is going to increase beyond the active region, in the sense, if if this base current will like this current will vary sinusoidally, okay? The base current will vary sinusoidally, no problem in that, okay? Base current. But our question is the output current, okay? So when it comes to the output current, if it is going beyond the active region, there comes the saturation region. Saturation region will make the clipping in the sense. So when it goes to saturation region, the collector current again won't increase. It will be in the same value until unless you go to lesser value, and your base current is going somewhere here, so it will come back to this value and it will go down there. It will decrease as this base current varies sinusoidally. Okay, yes. So this is wherein they have to have that idea. Okay. So after this positive peak, once again the base current will come here, and you will have this collector current is varying from this value to maximum value, and it is within the active region. So there is no clipping of the peak values, like there is no clipping happening in the collector current value, okay, and this collector current will vary from here to this value, and it is coming to initial value again now to this value, and when this Q point goes to negative maximum, or this base current goes from IB2 to IB1, okay, in the negative half cycle, and this is again IB2 value, it is again within the active region, so that your collector current will make its negative half cycle, okay. So this is the reason, because if I have this Q point at the center, the variation of your input voltage or input current will make this base current to vary in accordance or sinusoidally, and that will make your collector current to shift or to vary sinusoidally, okay. If it is at the center, no problem, will be in the center of the load line. It is something like, now I'm going on the road, okay. So if I'm going on a road, okay, let it be one-way road, okay, let it be one-way road, okay, fine. If I'm at the center of the road, okay, if I'm at the center of the road, so then I'm safe. Isn't it or not? If I'm at the center of the road, I am safe. If I'm going this side, there are chances that we will be falling off the road. If I go towards this side, and there are chances one is falling off the road. If someone is at the center, if I go like this, if I go in a zigzag manner, I should be at the center first. Isn't it or not? Okay, I want to go in a zigzag manner, like this, I will be going. When I'm at the center, I will be starting from the center, I will go this direction, and again I will come this to center, and again I will be going to my right direction, again to left, to right, zigzag manner. If I have to drive, then if I am starting from the center, then it is fine. Yes or no? If I have to, if I am going towards if I go towards the left hand of the road, and if I have to start zigzag, only if I start from here, I can go till here. Isn't it or not? If I want to go further, I will be going off the road. Yes or no? Is that possible for me to come back after this? So no. Isn't it or not? I will be going off the road and I will be clipped off. Isn't it or not? Back will be going off the road, and the task is not going to happen properly. Okay. So is that same way we can say it as, okay. So now this is your active region. If I take this Q point at the center of the load line, so then there is no problem when I apply an AC input signal, because this AC input signal is going to make the accordance variation of it will make this base current to vary sinusoidally, and when this base current varies sinusoidally, collector current also varies sinusoidally in accordance. Okay, and then if it is within the active region, so then it is fine. If it is going beyond the active region, here we have this saturation, wherein we have this clipping of the thing coming into picture. That is why this is the best way. When I have Q points at the center of the load line, so I don't have any problem in going for faithful amplification. Okay, faithful amplification is happening. Fine. So we are having a proper amplification which is happening here when I choose the Q point at the center of the load line. Okay, is that okay? Fine. Yes. So now if I go for case 2. Okay, when the Q point is near saturation point. Okay, if I go for the thing what I have set here, the same thing will be happening here. Okay, if I am taking this Q point at the means near the saturation point. Okay, so saturation region. Here we have this saturation region after this. Isn't it over? So if I take the Q point somewhere near to saturation region or saturation point, if I go towards, so now if I apply this AC input signal to this amplifier representation. Okay, so if I apply this small signal or weak signal to the amplifier, if I have chosen the Q point near the saturation region, so what happens here is when this base current rises from 0 towards maximum value because of this variation of your input signal. So what happens here is the base current is varying sinusoidally, so that will make your collector current also to vary sinusoidally, but until where this is your maximum value. This is your maximum value. Here we have this active region somewhere here. Okay, now it is going beyond. Okay, till here it is fine. Okay, till here it is fine. After this, the active region is going to end. Okay, after this, the active region is going to end. It will come to what? Saturation region. So what happens here is your collector current varies from 0 value and it goes to a value wherein the saturation region comes, or saturation region comes wherein the signal is going to get clipped off. It actually has to go like this. Isn't it or not? It won't go because the saturation thing means it is beyond the active region. The saturation thing is going to come out here and here the signal is going to cut off. Okay, so the positive peak value will be clipped off, or positive peak is clipped off, and after the radiation is going to come back to this value and again starts from this value and it will go to the negative peak and it will have the current or collector current in this manner, like as this input signal varies sinusoidally, base current also varies sinusoidally, and the collector current will be varying, but the positive peak will be clipped off. If I choose this Q point near the saturation point, why? Because I am here, I have come to the corner, or we can say I am not there in the center of the load line. I have come here because when I come here, when this base current is going to positive peak or positive cycle, when it is going through the positive cycle, what happens here is, so it will make your collector current to go beyond the active region. In the sense, the collector current saturates here. This is the maximum value what the collector current is going to achieve for your base current. Is that okay? Is that okay or not? So this is your base current. Okay, so for this base current, if I have to go for the collector current to go to this maximum value, isn't it or not? For this base current, collector current will be going to this maximum value, isn't it or not? That is what has been shown by this dotted lines. Collector current will be this much value. Here, collector current will go to this maximum value for this base current. Correct or not? Correct. For this base current IB, collector current go to this maximum value, not more than this. Correct or not? Fine? Yes. So, I have chosen the base current to some value. Means if this base current is varying from here to this value, this up to here, it can go. Isn't it or not? Yes. So, here the collector current will be stopping and there goes the saturation region. So here collector current will saturate and it will remain to this value until unless your base current is going to come to this active region. Okay, so when this base current varies again to this value, again your collector current will starts to decrease sinusoidally. It will go to the negative value. Okay, so this is wherein we have this Q point taken near to saturation point. Is that okay? Yes. After this, the third case is case 3 is when we have this Q point. When Q point is near cutoff point. Okay, if the Q point is near cutoff point, what happens is, so the same things will be happening. What happens here is, if I take this Q point near this cutoff point, what happens to your output AC signal is, so it will be clipped with the negative peak. Collector current is, if I take your Q point somewhere here, positive peak will come properly and this negative peak, what happens to this is, so when it comes to this value, when it comes somewhere here, up to here it is fine. Okay, up to here it will come. After this, the cutoff region will come. After this, the cutoff region will come. When your transistor goes to cutoff region, your current is like it is not at all operating, isn't it or not? We will have very less current, isn't it or not? So after that, what happens is that will make a clip of what? Negative half cycle. Negative half cycle will be clipped off. Fine. So that will be making the negative half cycle clipping when your Q point is selected near the cutoff point or cutoff region. If I select the Q point near the cutoff region, so this is how the thing is going to come. Here it goes to active region when it is near, means here it goes to saturation region and the collector current will saturate when we choose near the saturation point. And if I choose near Q point near the cutoff point, what happens here is, so the negative half will be cut off because when the transistor goes to cutoff value, so then transistor itself is like cutoff region is called off switch, isn't it or not? So we don't have, like we will be getting the negative half which is going to get clipped off. Okay, so this is the reason to make your Q point at the center of the load line. If I take to saturation point or to cutoff point, we have this positive peak or negative peak of the output signal which is going to get cut off. That will lead to distortion. That will lead to distortion or distorted or improper amplification. Okay, so what we can say it as improper. There is no proper amplification happening. Distortion is happening. Okay, distorted signals you are getting at the output. Fine. So, and we are not having faithful amplification done. Our task is to do proper amplification. To make proper amplification, so this is very important. Okay, fine. Is that okay? Yes. So this is all about today's class. Thank you.